When you win contracts like that, when should we come to you? Before the opportunity gets let or after we see it publicly?
Both. And we have a whole process of small businesses that come in.
Where do we start the process of going into an organization like yours?
We give small businesses the opportunity to present. I don't want to just be told, these are my risks, these are my vulnerabilities. I want it to be able to say, okay, I've fixed these. Now you need AI agents or AI services to actually enable the government to do more with less. If there are small businesses that have those types of solutions, bring those to the table because we need them.
Mr. Sean Kingsbury, how are you, sir?
I am fantastic. Glad to be here, man.
Tell us about your current role now, where you work at, and what is it that your role, what you do?
Okay, so I'm with SAIC. So
Okay.
I'm the VP of Cybersecurity, and I'm also the Account Executive for the Department of Treasury.
Now, today we're talking about scaling with certifications. Do you guys ever work with any small businesses?
Always work with small businesses. We're partners with small businesses. Several of our contracts have requirements for a percentage of small businesses that we have to actually bring in as subs, right, and have CTA partners and the likes. So we have a great ecosystem of small businesses that we work with, especially on the cybersecurity side.
So, okay, you work with a lot of small businesses. You just said you just want a new contract. When you win contracts like that, do you already have a team of small businesses going in? Is there opportunity for new small businesses to come on it? Like, how does that work? When should we come to you? Do we come to you before the opportunity gets let or after we discovered it or we see it publicly, like on the news somewhere?
Both, right? So
Okay.
when you are capturing these large deals, typically there are requirements that you know that you're going to have to meet that are going to require a percentage of the business be small businesses, right?
Sure.
So at that point, and we have a whole process of small businesses that come in, and then a lot of times I turn into that POC, right, where they route small businesses to me, and I end up having the conversations with them and looking across the business, right, to see where they would fit, even if it doesn't connect into the opportunity that we're currently capturing or opportunities that we're capturing, but also later, right? Because with us, it's not just about, I'm going to say, the contracts that we're going after or the contracts that we're awarded, but also SAIC invest in what we call the innovation factory.
Okay.
And the innovation factory builds solutions and invest in solutions so our clients don't have to, right? Especially when you look at cybersecurity, AI, cloud, data, and the likes. And as we go through building these solutions, in many cases, we end up partnering with vendors, product companies, small businesses as well. That begins to be a part of the ecosystem of what it means to deliver these services.
You know, so how would I go about, I mean, you guys are a big organization. How many people do you have?
I don't want to give you a number right
Okay,
now.
all right,
right?
no,
It's
no,
flexible,
all
right?
That's
Right.
okay, but it's tens of thousands.
Yes, yes.
Okay, right. So tens of thousands of people. I'm sure there's, I don't know, hundreds of departments.
Yes.
Right. You know, where do we start the process of going into an organization like yours? All right, guys, so here's the truth about certifications. Everyone wants them, most people have them, but 90% of companies do not win contracts based on their certification. So if you're like most people, you've got 8A, woman-owned, or any of the other certs, you're tired of chasing SAM bids or waiting for someone else to give you a chance, this is your opportunity. Certifications don't grow companies, strategies do. So I've opened up this 6-week intensive bootcamp where we're gonna help you turn your certifications into actual revenue. Join us now. There's a QR code below or the link in the description where you can get started today with us. If you're tired of letting your certification sit on the sideline collecting dust, now is your chance. Back to the regular show.
Well, we have a small business POC, right? A person that's a point. And I'll give you that information that you can share.
Okay.
Right? But basically, it's an input for all small businesses that want to actually do business with SAIC.
Yep.
And then that's what I was saying. Small businesses hit this young lady, and then this young
she
lady
comes and
routes
bounces
to
off
me,
you.
right? So like I
Okay.
said, and it's and we try and vet. We try and do the best we can to be straight up, right? Have real honest conversations. This is a potential fit. This is how this makes sense, or it doesn't, right? But we give small businesses the opportunity to present what their solutions are, what their capabilities are, what their past performance is. And then we kind of weigh that out because, again, we deal with DOD and civilian, with federal and state and local. And when you look at it through that lens, right, now you start to, that's different between the different small businesses, right? Some small businesses are great for DOD.
Yeah.
Some small businesses haven't supported federal at all, but have supported SLED.
Right.
Right. So we try and then what we do is we'll connect them up with the right leaders in the specific sectors.
Okay. One of the things that when I talk to any group, whether it's government or large businesses, like do your research. Right?
Well, you want to come with your act together, right? I mean, first off, to be able to have the level of access that I just described that doesn't exist in many large integrators, right? So when you come in, you want to make sure that, one, you've done your research on what we do, right? Potentially where you think you would like to be able to work, right?
Sure.
And be able to have a good way to actually talk through what your services are in a professional fashion.
No, that's great. So now, okay, so again, we know some of the directions you're going in. We know you work with small businesses. Are there any areas right now that you could use help from small businesses that, maybe high level stuff?
I'm going to tell you right now, when you look at what's going on in the space of cyber,
Yes.
I think interesting ideas, new ideas, cutting edge approaches, when you start to look at agentic AI and the play that it's going to have. When we talk about AI, it depends on what side of the coin you're looking at, right? It's either really great or we're in a lot of trouble.
Sure.
Right. I mean, because when you look at, the impact from a jobs perspective with AI, there's concern, but also there's opportunity when you look at the small businesses and large businesses that's actually leaning in to actually say, hey, with agentic AI and agents now, I want to actually, enable us to work at the speed of a computer versus the speed of a human. So now I don't want to just be told, these are my risks, these are my vulnerabilities. I want it to be able to say, okay, I've fixed these, right? These are done, right? And to be able to give you quantifiable metrics that says, because I did this, this is how much risk we have decreased quantifiably, right? This is how much time we have saved. This is how much we've decreased manpower that's needed. But at the same time now, time in some cases equals funds, right? Revenue. And by decreasing risk, decreases your risk exposure.
Are there any agencies or offices that, maybe if I have some relationships with that you maybe have any interest in that you could talk about? Maybe if I'm working with, I don't know, CDC or something like that, there may be some interest for you guys. Is there anything that you guys are looking at that maybe people listening, because, we're going to have thousands of people watch this. Is there anything that you want, a request, or anybody has any type of capability, specifics that they might be listening? Anything?
I'm going to say, I'm going to talk broad. Right?
Yeah.
I think across the civilian government,
Okay.
I think any small business that actually has value and relationships, but value that you could bring to the table, that you may have insight, right?
Right.
Okay, so I'll put on my former government hat. When I was on the government side, I knew about the problems that we weren't even talking about, right? And when you're embedded in certain departments, you may have insight to problems that haven't been surfaced, right? So from my perspective, I'm saying, hey, if you have that insight, because what we want to do is help, right? Again, I left government to help government.
Gotcha.
So the goal is to say, hey, if you're actually coming in with some insight, let's have a real conversation about what that means and what problems we can solve, what value we can deliver, and how we can help the government. Because right now, honestly, the government needs a lot of help right now.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Thank you.
Good talk.